Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a special reading for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link and my official Instagram, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Scorpio, this is a special reading, and it's messages for the lost. I've been feeling very overwhelmed with this sense of just being completely at my wit's end with all the things that are happening in the world, and it can feel like you're just a very small dot, a small drop of water in a large ocean, and can get lost in that sense of chaos. And I'm making a series of readings to help address those who feel that way right now. So I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The first one for the overall energy is going to be from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and the tarot portion will be from the Light Seers Tarot. The cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Scorpio. Oh, okay. Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Number 30, which reduces to a 3, corresponding to the Empress card of the Major Arcana. The Empress, Taurus and Libra, represented with that card, talks about the character who embodies the power of all four queens of the tarot. She's known as the ultimate divine feminine. She is the master attractor. And there's a caveat to that that Spirit wants me to point out right now, which is that attraction can happen in all sorts of ways. You're so powerful that you could be attracting things that are not actually serving you, right? Because your mind is what dictates what you attract. So we have to make sure that our mind is in a very positive, high vibrational space. And that's precisely what the issue is right now, because it's really difficult at the moment to find a high vibrational space for ourselves. The card that you got is tick-tock. This sense that time is running out, or time is of the essence. There's a lot of numbers that have flown off the clock, but I am particularly drawn to the number 13. The 13 in the tarot, the death card, is Scorpio energy. The time on the actual clock is 10:08. 1008 might be relevant for you. See how there's like a hot air balloon connected to this stopwatch, or this timepiece? The hands are unfurled, the hands are open, so it's almost like letting the time float away. They're not being grasped onto. That feels relevant. There might be some sense in you that, I don't know, you might be giving it up to Spirit, right? Like you might be saying to yourself, I put myself on a very specific timeline to accomplish a certain thing in my life, and now I'm just going to give it up to Spirit in divine timing. But there's still this sense of feeling pressure, because anytime you hear tick-tock, tick-tock, Scorpio, it's like, ugh, that's not a great feeling. So you could be wrestling with the idea of deadlines, timelines. Your age, I just heard for some people, your age. I don't like where this is going in terms of what I'm hearing from all of you, it's like, I thought I would have more accomplished by now. I heard somebody, I literally heard it. Sorry, that was my heater. I heard it in the back of, in the far distance. I heard a voice say, you know, I thought I would have accomplished more in my life by now. And I really want to discourage you from that kind of thinking, because it can really, first of all, if you've made it this far in life, then you have manifested a lot, you have accomplished a lot. Don't sell yourself short, Scorpio. And secondly, does that line of thinking actually serve you? If it's something that you want to accomplish more of or do more of, then does it serve you to think that way? To think that you're behind? You're exactly where you need to be. The idea of time is a human-made construct. You're here to learn lessons, to experience life. You're doing that. What else are you supposed to be doing? And who said? Right? It could be one of those things, though, you know, these are messages for the lost. So you could be seeing things out in the world that really confound you. And there could be a part of you that says, you know, I should be doing more. There's something about doing more that's really important to a Scorpio out there, or a couple Scorpios out there. And I really want to challenge that, and rather Spirit wants to challenge it. One, if you feel like you should be doing more, why are you not doing more? I'm not telling you you should have to, but what is preventing you? And what is the more? What is this magical thing that you need to accomplish to feel a sense of confidence about yourself? Haven't you accomplished so much already? Right? But these are the things that you could be grappling with at this time. And I'm not trying to dismiss it. I'm trying to bring it to the surface is what I'm trying to do. Because it was like an echo way in the back of my mind. So it feels like barely there. Like maybe you haven't even said it to yourself out loud. It's just something that you feel in a deeply profound level, but internally. Because nobody wants to sit in that energy, but it's when we bring that energy to the surface that we can deal with it. This sense of inadequacy. I'm not saying you're inadequate. I'm saying that somebody out there feels that way, and I'm trying to help you through that, right? But ultimately, that's something that you have to grapple with. And we all grapple with that. I'm going to be pulling 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier. Yeah, I can see it now. The first set of cards, what am I struggling with? The second set, what can I do for myself? The third set, what can I do for the world? This is messages for the lost. Extra card came out at the end. I will take that as part of your overall energy. And I am only reading uprights. The extra card that flipped out as part of your overall energy. Look at this card. Yeah, this describes... Spirit doesn't make mistakes when I pull cards. They just don't. 4 of Cups. This describes exactly what I was just talking about. Somebody who says, you know, I thought I would have accomplished more by now. I haven't done enough. Just feeling frustrated, forlorn. I'm seeing like the fight or flight mode, like being in constant fight or flight mode, and that can be very debilitating. When we're constantly in fight or flight mode, like we can sometimes fail to do the most simplest things for ourselves because we're always looking for the next thing to go wrong. And so it's almost like you shut down. Now, if you're a psychologist or psychiatrist, you can talk more about that. I am not neither of those things. It's just what I discern from life, living life, also being claircognizant. But the Four of Cups talks about not being able to see that cup from spirit, that Ace of Cups, that brand new beginning that they're trying to hand to you. It's like your hand is almost touching it, almost. It's like you want to reach out for that ace. You want to be able to say, thank you, Spirit, I accept. But there could be a part of you that doesn't feel like you deserve it. There's something about hands here, right? Because these hands are releasing. When we free up our hands, then we can hold on to something different. So there's this push and pull with what you need to let go of. You've been holding on to something for too long, Scorpio, and it's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. Only you will know what that is, so that you can make room for something new. Look at all this beautiful rainbow energy coming out. The Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. What am I struggling with? This is the column. What am I struggling with? What is Scorpio dealing with at this time? This makes a lot of sense, given what I said earlier. Six of Wands, the card of public recognition, accolades, awards, promotion, raises, fame, fortune. Six of Wands is a card of victory. And this is what the struggle is right now. The sense that maybe no one sees you, no one recognizes you, recognizes your efforts. And I don't feel like it's victim-y. Like I don't feel like you're being a victim, but I do feel like you've had enough of not being able to get your flowers. Like you've worked so hard. It's like, where are my flowers? That could be part of your karmic lesson. I don't see the Justice card, but I feel it. I see the scales of karma. We all have lessons to learn. We all have karma to deal with. It's not just you, Scorpio. But right now, it's kind of like, this is a hard message to give, but like maybe humility is part of the lesson. Now, with some Scorpios, it's just like, if I was any more humble, I'd be like on the ground. So while I do think that there is some truth to that, I also think that there is still such a huge part of your path that you have yet to discover, uncover, acknowledge. The Judgment card, number 20 of the Major Arcana. This is a very big deal. It's the card that comes right before the World, where we've learned that cycle of lessons. We want to finish out cycles so we can start new ones. It's like emptying our hands so we can pick up something new. You want to learn those lessons, but it's been the struggle. It's been difficult for you to understand where is the recognition from Spirit. And that was a fire truck horn. Putting out fires, emergency, reactivity. I think a lot of your attention has been deflected elsewhere. The fight or flight. And it's been difficult for you to actually focus on your own path, your own higher self, your own calling. Can I have a clarifier, please? Thank you. Yeah, see? Two cards came out. The Two of Swords, feeling trapped in our own indecision, blinded to what the right answer could be, hearing the squawking voices in our ear, the outside influences that might lead us astray, and then being able to act. King of Wands. This is normally a character that has no problems taking charge. But in the area of what I'm struggling with, it's been difficult to move forward with any kind of gusto, with any kind of strength, because you're trapped constantly in the, what if I make the wrong move? What if it's not the right decision? That's what you're struggling with right now. Messages for the lost. What can I do for myself? I mean, now when I show you these two cards, you're going to be like, well, duh, who wouldn't want to do that for themselves? And yet, this feels kind of like a tough love reading, Scorpio. I'm not meaning to come off like that, but I'm like channeling that energy. So maybe Spirit wants to kind of lovingly just like kick you back on the path, right? Ten of Cups and the Lovers. I mean, this is absolutely fantastic, beautiful, sensuous, rewarding energy. Ten of Cups is bliss, contentment, joy, happiness, blissfulness, family, soul tribe. The Lover's card talks about divine partnership, divine union, but also talks about choices, making choices, definitive choices, right? Not just being indecisive, not being on the fence about things, going after what it is that speaks to your soul, the very core of your soul, what speaks to you, what is your calling, you know? Just given the state of the world, people feel lost, like, what can I do? And this is going to be the theme. I already know, I already feel it, for this series of readings. When I tell you the best thing you can do is be your truest, authentic self, that's how you help the world. That may sound very, very ridiculous to people. My suggestion to you is to just try it. It's very difficult. It's really difficult to be your authentic self in the world. There's so many filters, there's so many expectations. Our jobs, our bosses, our parents, our friends, ourselves, the narratives that we grew up with, the histories that we're surrounded by, the violence of the world, the social media, AI, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just like so much inundating us. Where does authenticity for you reside? Because that is what this energy is asking you to look at and to inhabit. This is what you can do for yourself. Love yourself. Look yourself in the eye and say, I am enough. Truly, I am enough. Have you ever done that experiment where you stare at yourself in a mirror for as long as you can possibly bear it? You like look in your eyes. Have you ever done that? I remember the first time I did that, I got really freaked out. I was in college. I remember exactly where I was standing in front of the mirror, my dorm room. My dorm room. Actually, I don't remember what year it was. Junior year, maybe? Sophomore year, maybe. I was in a photography program and we had to take a self-portrait. So I was like, okay, where can I take this self-portrait? I took it very literally, so I looked at myself in the mirror, but I put the camera down for a moment and I just stared at myself in the mirror for a really long time in my eyes. And before I knew it, I did not recognize myself. I didn't know who that person was. Like on the outside, it's like my outside didn't match what was inside. I still feel that way, but it's a different feeling because I have a connection to the universe. That's why I don't look like my outer shell does not look like my soul, because how could it? We're energy. Our soul is divine energy. What human body is going to encapsulate that, to be honest? At the time I was young, I was probably 19, 20 when I did that, when I looked in the mirror and I just didn't recognize. And now it's like there is a recognition there, but it took a lot of work to get to that place. And Spirit is saying, this is work to invest in for yourself. You owe it to yourself to be able to look directly at your soul and say, I love that soul. I love that soul so much. That soul has gotten me so far in life. Look at that too. That Merkaba shape right there, so faintly but so potent. The Merkaba is the light vehicle of the soul. That interconnectedness, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's love of the highest order. Can you even challenge yourself, Scorpio, to reconcile with yourself, like what that even means to you? What does love of the highest order mean to you? What does it mean? I'm going to clarify her. This is for Scorpio. Okay, here we go. King of Swords. Very interesting. These are two cards of Gemini. So you might have prominent Gemini placements in your chart, and I know one Scorpio who has prominent Gemini placements. This feels very cheeky, this card coming out, because now the inquisitive, rational side of Scorpio is saying, okay, what I'm going to ask myself, what is love of the highest order? Let's dissect that. Let's think about that. Let's break that down. And if that's how you need to do it, that's how you need to do it, Scorpio. I feel like I'm being judgy, and I don't want to be judgy, but that's what Spirit is showing me, because this is your reading, not my reading. You're going to break it down for yourself. You might be consulting other writings, texts, teachings that talk about a kind of love of the highest order. Some people would say it was God. Some people would say it's self. Some people would say it's other. Love of other. That's for you to decide, but Spirit wants you to ask the question. That's what you can do for yourself right now. Ask the biggest, most profound questions that you know how to ask, because that's why we're here. When we see the whole mess and chaos of the world, it's because we've lost sight of what actually matters. We've lost sight of what actually matters. I am a divine being. I have a divine purpose. What the heck am I here to do? To help further the elevation of humanity and frequency and love and peace. What's my unique contribution? That's Judgment. The last column, what can I do for the world? Seven of Wands. Protect your energy, right? We can, it's oh, be in the world but not of the world kind of thing. Like, we want to have profound connections with people, and yet there's a part of us that we have to focus on the places and spaces and people that are receptive to what we have to offer. It's when people start showering love and compassion and affection to people who are not receptive to it. It's just like it falls on deaf ears, right? I just saw this ridiculous image in my mind of like arms outstretched for a hug, and like there's nobody to hug you back. Like, that's happened to me, by the way. So, which is a strange feeling because I'm really huggable. So it's like, why wouldn't you? But there's some people that are not comfortable with hugs. Okay, I'm not dogging that, but I learned the hard way, and it was just like, but I just want to hug. And that person was like, I don't want to touch you. So it's like meeting people where they are first, and then doing our best to elevate ourselves and to be the example for others. We're not trying to make people like us change into who we want them to be, rather to achieve their highest, most authentic self for themselves. Not for me, not for you, but for themselves. And there's this inner knowingness, this inner peace, this inner calm that you have when you have a very strong sense of self. Nothing can touch you. So what is it? How does that help the world? It's by embodying that authenticity. Trust me, you help the world by being your authentic self. Because it's like that expression. Well, it's something that Brené Brown, very famous sociologist who does work on shame and vulnerability. Sorry, I feel like a snowplow is coming through, so I'm sorry for the noise. Is it a snowplow? What's happening? One moment. Sorry about that, Scorpio. I didn't want you to have to be subjected to the sound of the snowplow. And now I can't remember what I was saying. Looking at this energy, it just feels like this serenity within self. This feeling that when we know ourselves, there's no amount of criticism that can touch us or waver us from our true path, which is so important. It's clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. And strangely, I see this also as your kind of energy, leaving this wake of beautiful opportunity. So it's like you're leading the charge, and behind you, there are all of these doors of opportunity or enlightenment that you're leaving in your wake. It's like with every person you meet, somehow, just by knowing you, isn't this amazing? Just by knowing you, you make them a better version of themselves. And my ear is muting right now, so I feel like your spirit guides are coming in to bless that message. Just by knowing you and your specialness, you bless others. That feels really beautiful, actually. So I'm going to read from the book number 30, TikTok. Timelessness, divine timing, immeasurable time. When humans created time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future ahead of them. But what if that isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order, were happening now in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co-create the life you desire, so release your agenda. Let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are here right now and always show up when you need them, right on time. That's your reading, Scorpio. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Scorpio.